Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're here for another Animal Crossing video. As I mentioned in my last video, in honor of the Barbie movie coming out, I decided to take a deep dive back into my childhood and create a Barbie inspired island. This island will consist of a mix between the toy line, the animated movies, and also the live action movie coming out. Now, this island will be built over several videos, starting with the theme of today's video, Phase 1, Barbie and the building blocks. This video will be the progress up to finishing the story, gaining access to terraforming, and kind of just working our way through the terraforming. But that is the plan for today, so without further ado, let's get started with day 1. Now, there are a couple small things worth mentioning here. So first of all villagers are inspired by or based on any of the animal companions that Barbie has in any of the animated movies. I will be allowing going to no islands, which means it's okay to travel to treasure islands for any of the items that I will be needing. And lastly, I will also be allowing time travel. So I set my name as Barbie and I set the birthday to the day Barbie was very first released. And as for the island, my own wishes were to have peaches as my native fruit, and I really wanted to have a yellow airport. It took a couple of resets, but I finally did manage to get that combo. So I said hi to Bill and I said hi to Phoebe, and I sped through Tom Nook's shenanigans by placing all the tents on the beaches. I gave Tom the sticks and peaches he needed because he couldn't do it himself apparently, and I named the island Malibu. I said a word or two and then went to sleep to be haunted in my dreams by KK Slider. Once I woke up, I got jump scared by Tom Nook, with my very first itemized bill. After that, I quickly got to work collecting Nook miles and collected any creatures that I could donate to get blathers on the island. Not long after that, I was able to pay off my very first loan and managed to get a plot for blathers set down and getting my house set up with a pink roof, before skipping to the next day. The next day, I said hi to my boy Blathers and got changed into something a little more Barbie. I placed down the plot for the shop and decorated my house just a little bit. The next day, I woke up to Gulliver right on my doorstep. Hi, buddy. And I introduced myself to Mabel to hopefully get the clothing store built as fast as possible. Tom wanted me to prepare for 3 houses, so I built a bridge, placed it down right next to my house, and here is where I made my first mistake. I asked Tom for the plots and stupidly decided to skip to the next day for the bridge, not realizing this would heck up all the plots I had already in my inventory. But speaking of villagers, these babies are my targets, with all of them roughly inspired by Barbie's companions. Some of these might change if I maybe come across something better or something that's a different variety of that species. And since I can only have 10 villagers, I will have to choose ultimately which ones I'm going to skip. So right now, Freya the wolf and Gala the pig are fillers, so they might change, or I just might get something completely different. Luckily, only 2 islands in, I came across Nana, which was perfect. Nana is my homage to the annoying monkey of the 12 Dancing Princesses, so you're coming home with me. I placed down the second plot, talked to Tom, and on my return I realized that is not Nana, that is Victoria. That is a horse. And this is where I realized my mistake of skipping a day to build the bridge, as I ended up with Victoria and Filbert having autofilled, and ultimately I was only able to hunt for 1 villager. But we move on. I said hi to Nana and went into debt again with Tom Nook to upgrade my house even more because storage, hello. I gave it a little makeover and skipped another day. Resident Services was finally renovating, but also Mabel was finally here for the first time to start the process. So I bought some clothes from her and skipped another day to welcome Isabel. Hey girl, hey. After that introduction, Tom wanted me to build a campsite, so I crafted it and placed the plot down. I dropped some fencing to finish before skipping to yet another day. This day, I find out which smug villager I will be forced to take in the campsite, and I was convinced that it was going to be an ugly one, and I was right. Hi, Beardo. I placed this plot down and went shopping with Mabel once again when she finally asked me to drop a plot for the clothing store before skipping another day to finally get it built. With the clothing shop built, I finally have access to the custom design portal to go absolutely ham, so I grabbed a flag design, some clothing, and a bunch of custom designs. Though I am convinced that these probably will change, as I'm not really 100% on some of these for the floor. I'm here with a new outfit, and today's goals are as such: to build more houses, get more villagers, decorate to try and get to 3 stars, and finish the story. So let's do this. Victoria finally gave me access to reactions, and then I realized it was here. And I've never skipped a month in Animal Crossing as fast as that. After that trauma, I started placing these custom designed clothing down because they are worth more item points than a single piece of furniture. I'm not really sure how it works, but it works. I picked up another plot from Tom Nook. I grabbed my tickets, placed the plot down, and started hunting for a new villager. As a small refresher, we got Nana on the very first villager hunt, so here's the others we are still aiming for. Luckily, after a couple islands, we got Mary, and let me tell you, I was shook. I've never had Mary on an island before, and she's such an underrated cutie. Mary is inspired by the cute kitty in The Princess and the Pauper. After talking with her, she agreed to move to Malibu, and I immediately skipped to the next day to welcome Mary on the island. I placed a couple more custom dresses and skipped to the next day to place another plot and hunt for another friend. Now, we've been lucky before, but on literally the first island, we came across Candy. So I said hi to Candy, asked if she wanted to move to Malibu, and luckily she said yes. Candy is inspired by a much cuter version of the Rat King in the Nutcracker. I again skipped to the next day right away to welcome Candy. I gave the last creature I needed to Blathers to upgrade the museum, and I planted a couple trees. I chopped these down originally since I needed wood for some crafting, and I thought it would save me time later to just chop them all down now, but here we are. Isabel wants more trees. I planted some flowers and skipped to the next day to let all these grow. I dropped a different variety of the custom dress. I spoke to Isabel, and the island finally had a 3-star rating. That's what we like to see. After Tom and Isabel's freakout, KK Slider showed up for a little concert, and Tom once again jump scared me. He gave me access to the Island Designer app, which means the story is done, and we can finally terraform the shizzle out of this island. Now that we finally have access to terraforming, the real work begins with phase 2. Barbie and the Great Dig Up. This means we pick up all of the items we had set down to try and get to 3 stars, we dig up all of the flowers, dig up all of the trees around the island, and start digging at the water and cliffs to really start shaping this island from the ground up. I changed my outfit and finally was ready to get started. When I first started terraforming, I roughly tried to follow this map layout, but as I was working on that little island for the museum, I very quickly realized that I didn't like it as it was on the map and as I was building it. And from there, I basically just kind of winged it and terraformed the rest of the island just kind of like how I felt it would work. The main part of the island I left completely flat, as that's where the main town square will be, but across the water there will be a lot of cliffs. Most of these areas will be inspired by some of the animated movies, and most of them take place in more medieval times where things weren't as man-made as they are today. So it just kind of makes sense to have more cliffs, more water here and there, just to kind of fit that vibe. But that is it for phase 2. I wasn't going to bore you with a lot of this, again, because terraforming, nobody loves doing it. But this is what our current map looks like, and this is what the terraforming is currently. A lot of the buildings will still need to be moved around the island as we kind of decorate, and we will be adjusting the terraforming as needed. But for now, this is the base that I'll be working with. And now with phase 1 and phase 2 completed, we can finally start pathing and decorating the main square of the island and continue turning this barren island into a Barbie retreat. But that will be a project for the next video. I want to thank you all for joining me in this project so far to create a Barbie-inspired island in honor of the new movie coming out. Next video, we will begin starting on placing pathing down for the main square and kind of decorating it as we go. I might touch on some of the other areas as I see fit, but the main square is the target for the next video. So make sure you like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date on the progress. But once again, thank you all so much for watching so far. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!